I didn't, you don't know. Hey, Chineke. Whether you like it or not, put on a red necktie, somebody will tell you it's shouty. The color is shouty. Put on black, somebody will say something is wrong with your head. Smile, somebody will say you are mocking him. Shake somebody twice, somebody will say, I don't like this shaking. What do you mean? Slap your neighbor and say, don't be a man pleaser. Be a child of God. It's a different thing. I understand your weakness. I understand you cannot cope with this. I understand you cannot understand this. It's a different thing. Are we together? So now, watch this. So Samson, because of the will of God for his life, was deterred because he wanted to please who? Delilah. He do not want to please the Philistines. Hello? The Philistines were not Samson's problem. It was Delilah who needed the plans of God, the secret why God anointed Samson. It was Delilah who needed it. And Delilah wanted to please the Philistines. Yes, so the Philistines cannot have access to Samson. So they needed Goliath. Now listen, this year, avoid people who wanted to know your private life. Because they want it on behalf of others. Make sure the plans of God, they are sacred for your life. The prize of your life is in the sacredness of what God put in your hand. Now imagine God was calling Moses. He said, Moses, come here. Moses came. He said, remove your shoe. Why is God asking Moses to remove his shoe? It's part of the plan. If Moses say, I will not remove my shoe, don't you think there are thorns here? Don't you think it's a stony place? It's a desert. It's too hot. God will not answer. He will not answer God's call from that day. But because it was in God's plan, he removed his shoe. And you know when he removed his shoe, do you know what God told him? God told him, for the place you are is a holy place. Now it's not the earth he's standing on. The spirit standing on that particular spot was the reason why the shoe must be removed. Are you understanding the plans of God? So sometimes the plans of God, they may be hard on you, sir. Sometimes the plans of God, they may be hard on you, ma. There are certain plans God have for you that it may even cost you certain relationship. Even some of you that are not even married. I went to visit my spiritual father. There was a lady, I think even today, I watched it on the TV. He said, one, tell me. That means she has committed herself already. But if now the man of God do not say yes, men of God, we know those things. There are certain things that is neither God, neither devil. It depends on your level of commitment. If you know God, you know God. If you don't know God, you don't know. So look at this. At the point to which Samson failed, it was because a plan failed. The plan was, Samson, avoid alcohol. And Samson said, let me take one, I need sleep. Some of you that used to say, I'm taking it just a little. Don Simon has just a 2%. Just a percentage. I'm taking a percentage. I just need a percentage. Just to cool my mind. Brother, no, hereby a cooling mind, it make you hot. That's why you are sinning. I just want cool. When you touch what is not part of your destiny, it will touch what you are not also. God do not give Samson Delilah, but Samson brought Delilah in his life. And he lost what? He lost his eye. Whatever is not part of the journey, I will come to that. There's a message, I will come to that. Let's look at Proverbs 15. verse 22. Proverbs 15 verse 22. Are you enjoying the presence of God? 15, not 16. 15 verse 22. Where there is no counsel, purpose are frustrated, but with many counselors they are accomplished. So let me tell you, listen. Hello? Are you listening? If you are taking an adventure in life, make sure you have a good counsel. Because counsel will make the purpose to be established. But once a counsel is running short of a wise counsel, then it can become a problem. Look at it. Frustration comes to many people because of lack of counseling. So let me tell you this. If you are making some plans in life, when you come to a point that you don't understand, you are supposed to listen. Do you know that Samson was told by his parents to marry in his hometown?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That was not tribalism. That was being cautious of what God delivered to the parent about him. Because the Philistines, they are alcohol drinkers. That is the reason why. Now look at the day that Ahab went to marry outside Israel. What happened? Disaster came to Israel. It was because God don't want you to idolize. It's not that he's angry with that tribe. God does not get angry with any tribe. Every tribe is good.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And every tribe has uniqueness in them. The thing is, if it is not in the cycle of what God wants you to do, if there's an idol worshiping, let's say there's an idol worshiping in a family, and you went and joined yourself to the family. Ahab began to worship idol, and he removed the God of Israel. It was what? A wrong plan. The plan was for him to rule and govern Israel, but what happened? He went to the wrong plan. The wrong plan affected the whole nation. You too, you can make a wrong plan and it may affect the whole 2003 for you. One mistake. I say one mistake you can do now and it can affect another generation. Hello? Hello? Is it getting clearer? So you need to have a counsel. Now, counsel does not mean condemning people who come to look for ideas. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Counsel means, number one, critical analysis with fact check and with ability to synchronize issues according to their pattern to meet up the normal settings to which they were meant to be. That may be too long. If you know, people come to church for counseling. I want to see pastor, I have something, I have a contract, I want to go for the contract, it is in so place. Please, can you please guide me on how to go about it? Now, the contract is not bad, but you may follow a wrong process in achieving the contract. Hello? Are we together? Are we together? So we must have what? We must have a wise counsel. Wise counsel. Wise counsel does not mean your ideas are wrong. Wise counsel does not mean you are not doing it rightly. Wise counsel does not mean that you are not going to achieve it. You can have a counsel that will help you achieve the pattern of your life. Did you hear me, child of God? Did you hear me, woman? Did you hear me? Sir, did you hear what I said? Counsel. Just have a counsel. And look at the counsel. The counsel there, absent of it, bring frustration. So you see sometimes some people, they lost their money because they do not have a right counsel. They lost a deal, they don't have right counsel. They lost an opportunity, they don't have right counsel. If you don't have right counsel, you will be frustrated in life. Frustration is kicking people here and there because of right counsel, lack of right counsel. They don't have somebody to counsel them. Like I told you, counseling is not manipulation. And some of you must be very careful. You have gone to people for counsel where you are manipulated. You know, there are some people, if you tell them your weakness, it becomes the point of manipulating you. Say, you know, my problem, money is not staying in my hand. Okay, we will pack the remaining. You went to a wrong place.
Yes, sir.
I never in my life take advantage of anything that anybody told me. Because if you are a counselor, the first thing that God gives you, He gives you ability to do fact checking. And if you are a prophet, it's not fact checking, it's destiny synchronization. You take a point here and merge it with a point there, and you figure out what run in the distance like this. That's why prophet, they look into infinity for counsel. You come like, I want to travel, daddy. I want to travel. Do you know how many journey I have canceled some people not to travel? Yes, I just say you are not traveling.
Yes, sir.
And they say, daddy is they are looking for me. I say, no, they are not the one looking. To you, it was appearing like they are looking for you. It is a demon that is looking for your life. I remember one of my sons sent me a message, daddy, tomorrow they call me. They call me tomorrow. They say if I do not come, I will lose it. I say, lose it. Anything that does not have patience surrounding it, avoid it. Write it. Write it. Anything that does not have patience surrounding it, avoid it. I will always tell you this. If I am a weak person, it's because of the level of my patience. Most of the times, opportunity that come to me, they are just urgent. Daddy, do it, daddy. In fact, to be honest with you, God have no prophet that has no patience. Because it's only God that can send you and frustrate you, allow frustration to follow sending you. Look at Jonah. Told him to go and preach in Nineveh. The guy went and still finished after he have held him for 3 days in the belly. If you are not patient, you can't be used of God. Like some of you that you are quick to anger, quick to offenses. You can't prophesy. Do you know that sometimes there are prophecies that God gave me, but He will tell me not to talk about it now. I think I was teaching some pastors on the prophetic the other day, and I told them, I said, there's a difference between you heard God, and some of you are victim of this. Sometimes a prophet can give you a word, it's genuinely from God, but he give you on a wrong timing, and it will destroy your life. I have had people who receive prophecies, and when I look at the prophecy, that prophet said the truth, but he gave them on a wrong spot and with a wrong direction and with a wrong setting, and then it went and blew them off, and then it became a problem. Such as if a prophet tell you, I see you getting married, or I see you getting job tomorrow. It does not mean every job tomorrow is your job. Because you will get every job now. Job is job. But which one? So most prophets, they listen to the time. Time synchronization is what makes prophets to be major. Ability to know, like, it is next year, it is this year, it is next month, it is next week. There are some people that I told them, I said, don't do it now. Don't go this place. Don't do that way. Don't go for that one. Do it for this one. And then because of anxiousness, because they have already received prophecy, they moved. Never in your life, if you are in God's plan, patience is it. You will forget it. Patience is the identification mark. Any person God called, any child of God that does not have patience, either with people, with place of work, even in the organization you are working, if you don't have patience, I have one of my daughter who came to me and said, I'm resigning from the job. I'm resigning. They are frustrating me here. I said, don't resign. This lady went and resigned till date, have no job. Till date, we are under the tent there. How many years now from that tent? Why are they sending me? My own always, they will send me to the bush. My own always, my colleagues are in the city. My own, why are they sending me? That was why I was giving you that example sometime in church. I said, if they send you to Gamborungala, go. It's part of your training. It's part of your career. But there are some people you can't send them. In an organization, you can't send them. You send them, they say, Surenamo. Why Mongono? Why are they taking me to Mongono? Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Patience. Patience is what every prophetic child of God needs. If you don't have patience, there is no way your plan can work. Your plan is always on patience. Patience in the will of God. In fact, I would be having prophetic class for people who want to know about prophetic. Even in my personal retreat at home, the Lord keeps talking to me about this issue, about this prophetic school. So, three things to plan for. Three things that you are to plan for. Three things that you are to plan for. Number one, time. Many people think time came with all they have. Time do not come with what you have. Time is an empty sheet. Can I have an empty paper? If anybody have in the front here. Just an empty paper. Okay, thank you, Pastor. Just give me an empty sheet. Time is an empty sheet. Nothing is on time. What you print out, it is when time sit on. Time sit on what has been printed out. In the realm of the spirit, as a prophet I speak, in the realm of the spirit, everything I prophesy, I'm bringing them into time. They are in infinity. If I say you are getting married next year, I brought it into that time. If not in that realm, it is without the timing. So how do I get that time? That time is called Kairos. And in that Kairos, it does not look like Chronos. Chronos is this one. This watch is first called what? Chronos. This is when you have 12 o'clock, you have 1 o'clock, you have 2 p.m. It's because it is what? Chronos. But the Kairos is what we call the time infinity. It is in infinity. You are surprised. That is why if you write a plan, according to where we read, you must bring God inside. Because you have to print a time on what you are planning. If you do not print it on time, you will plan and it has no effect. Hello? You are not getting it. Everything you see in this world, they were at a particular time in infinity. Okay, where were you 1,000 years ago? You don't know where you are, but you've been there. You look at it. So, but now if they ask you, what is your date of birth? You will say, so month, even the time. Some people say, they born me almost 12 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock. Why? Because time was printed into that particular infinity time. It's called Kairos. So the Kairos moment, which I will talk about it as we continue on Sunday, I will talk about the Kairos moment. The Kairos moment is what actually makes some people to become forensic in detailing issues. like that guy, just to pick and begin to write and say, I see 2016 and picking 2, then I begin to give the prophecy. It was because of time. So ability to go into time. Then you can now master what God wants you to do. There are certain plans that I wrote, right? They never happened. Because when I was writing them, I wrote them as ambition. And most ambition, they suit our flesh, our desires. I want BMW, I want aeroplane. They are just rolling in your head as what? Ambition. Do you know this crusade that we are about to start? This crusade that I'm telling you, I wrote it in a shop. I was a sales boy and I wrote the vision in the shop and I even forgot about the vision. And look at it now. All of a sudden it resurfaced because the Bible says write the vision. Make it plain. What is written will never disappear.
Yes, sir.
Write it. Even the Bible was written. That's why we are reading today. If they would have said, God, speak to those people, we are not going to write it. Every prophet and apostle was having a scroll close to their bed. I hardly lie down without writing material. In fact, even if I sleep without those things, they have to carry it and keep it by my side. Because I will hear, I will see, and I need to write them down.